I'd entertain a motion to accept minutes for the Wednesday, December 26th.
I move to accept the minutes of the Wednesday, December 26th as printed.
I second it. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Really? Me and Tom's gone with eye surgery. Is that today? He said something last week about being done with eye surgery. That might be today. I think that is today.
I don't know, I don't have anything down.
He said something about eye surgery, so that might be today. Said like right at the end of the meeting, I think.
Pat, did I email you a copy of the summit letter? Okay. I just wanted to share.
I don't think we do anything for John.
We got a couple of other elected officials.
Well, I know Marlene's got one, I think Carrie for her, they've got, around their office, I didn't know they included the sheriff's and anything for John.
I don't know, let me find out.
Yeah, that's odd. We've got 3. Can't say do just one for all, but. Do something.
Oh, I want to call John.
I didn't see any vehicle out there for him, but,
I want to call
It's
Nick.
red, so.
yeah, but isn't he driving like a white car or driving some white? Yeah,
White car.
I didn't even
Are you having
see
something for John?
it out there, but.
Okay.
So we got a door replaced.
Oh,
He
okay.
said, I think Tom's gone, Dad. He said something about eye surgery, so it could have been.
Okay,
Easier.
thanks.
You ready for me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did not have anything.
Are you ready for that?
Go ahead.
I hope I am.
Go ahead and get him up. Let's see.
Yeah.
I know they're doing something for Marlon.
What, is that in their office or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Friday, week.
I mean, I just sent my information down to Bert this morning, so I could get a hold of them all last week, so. So,
Maybe will Paul bring it up himself? Paul Burgess.
I guess I just need a picture of John.
Let's get a picture. Yeah.
You should have one from the matches.
Do you just want fixed? Just a headshot of it?
They're showing.
You probably got something for badges.
I have one. They just took like a week ago.
Okay,
I would want to.
take a picture of the thing. Oh.
I can go, you know, picture of the front of it?
Huh?
You know, picture of the front of the gym?
Just a picture of it. When they did the, laser thing, commissioners, they usually put the courthouse on that. Be nice to.
I'll walk out
or
and take a picture.
It'd be nice to put the jail, but I don't know. Huh?
You don't know what's what?
Just, I mean, the jail.
I'll walk down to find it. Okay, so first of all, yeah, New Year's Eve night, they didn't realize, the one who was driving the ambulance didn't realize that there was a timer on the door, because, you know, the door goes up, it stays open for 3 minutes, the fan kicks on, evacuate, and it comes down, well, they pulled up an arrow on the way back from a run, opened the door, and they sit out in front of the building and was chatting in the ambulance before they backed in, so as they started backing in, the door came down, and they broke the bottom 2 panels of the door, along with the tail light of the ambulance. Does insurance pay to fix that, or do we just replace it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's, I don't know, over $500.
But it's
I think
our
that's illegal.
insurance,
Huh?
it's our insurance, right?
Yeah. Kicking up, you're talking about for property.
So what about the ambulances? Do we ever get that figured? Did Tom ever talk to you about the ambulance?
Well, sure, we talked about it. They're insurance.
Okay, so we can. Alright, so we need to turn that in because
Probably because we own it.
they're coming out,
Yeah.
they're coming out today to put temporary panels in because the door couldn't open it, so it was stuck halfway in. So
Is
they're,
that Carney is coming out to do that?
well, Weaver is who we have,
Yeah.
that's who we subbed it out to. So Weaver's coming out to do 2 temporary panels to put it on there so they can get the door up and down and get the ambulance back in the building. And they have to order the panel
No.
for our specific door, and those won't be in for a couple weeks, so. But they will be there today to get the door operational again.
That's what precious.
So, I'll find out her how we, we're gonna insurance to get them to pay. We don't have an officer report, the last one, for 2012.
Yeah, we think, oh,
Then I have a requisition for white bars. Both for the new truck and the replace one on the existing truck.
Okay, well, I mean, if we have to, it's whatever. It's better, huh? It's better now than it was at the beginning of the month, so.
So it is the, garage doors.
Everything's working pretty good. I need to go down to the trench and rearrange how they're paging out.
Well, today, this week.
Rearrange how they're paging out the ambulances a little bit. But everything, all in all, went pretty smooth. And everything's working, far they call. I mean,
Okay.
I think the ambulance has already come back several times,
This
so
week
she knew it was gonna happen
is,
with the
and we
one.
have to go.
One in here.
I wanna mess
So
with.
everybody's working together and everything's so far seems to be
Okay.
smooth.
One question, just to make sure
That'd be fine.
the,
Oh, thank you.
you know, the $150,000 we budgeted, that included the you were including the update to the FECAM building, okay.
that's good, because you think I can cover everything, because we're gonna have $35,000 probably in rental and, you know, utilities.
Yeah, that was all included in that.
Right.
Well, that, actually, I think there might have been more than $35 in that. Because they were charging more for that building prior when we went through that.
Well, you know, it just, to me, it wasn't totally clear, and it sounded to me like that Texas taking care of almost everything except the utilities and the rental and stuff like that. I just wanted to make sure that we got enough covered, so that,
Yeah, I believe so, we're covered.
because that bill, that kind of bill will be coming in.
Yes. Yeah, Hill Street, and I actually had to take my bill, I dropped it off, down in the clerk's office for the $700 and some dollars. That's another question I have. So, is Shad back to the dresser, need to come up here, or do you still want him to ride everything through me? How do you want it?
I think it's kind of his responsibility at this point. Yeah, we, if that's not.
Somebody from Tex, it doesn't,
Yes.
doesn't have to be named, somebody from Tex.
I don't say that you need to be,
Good.
would like for you to be involved.
Yes,
I mean,
involved,
you know,
but-
but I mean, I don't think it's your responsibility that way that you're not saying something that's word off
Yeah.
what they intended for you to say.
Mhm.
So I think, you know, they ought to come up.
Good.
Yeah. So,
All right, that's all I have.
and we do appreciate it, and
Yeah.
to make the
Yeah.
transition and stuff, so it's, I think we discussed, you know, when you was here, I think we'd like that in Plan A, formal ribbon, you know,
Yes.
ceremony or some
So,
sort.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I talked to Brent and MJ about it, and shortly here, I'd say January, February, early, we should, organize it, but we get moved in and organized first. But as soon as possible, we're definitely, especially for the Effingham part, because those people, they really want to see it.
Yeah, I think
So-
that's the key there, because, you know, that's, the others is basically something the same, so.
Do you wanna do something with chamber, like ribbon cutting too, since we are a member and supporter of them?
They want to, they want to be a part of it, that's fine.
If possible, I'd wait till we got the trucks back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pick a warm day.
we have an ETA on those, last I heard was sometime this month, maybe, like later this
In
month?
January.
In January, okay.
Yeah. In January.
We have both owners.
They had to send one back, one broke down, and then another one there. But everything There's two ambulances parked up there in our car, and then I have an extra ambulance out of my, rescue building here in town, so.
Okay.
So they're all parked inside and locked up. Alright, do you have anything else for me?
Do you have something pressing to go to right now? Matt, do you have anything before fuel bids or?
No.
Okay. 15 minute executive session. No matter, non-elected personnel. Okay. I second that. All in favor, signify by saying aye. We will come out at 9:43. Yeah. County Councilor, Westlander, and Commissioners present.
Line 15 on the 14th too also, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Secretary of State's office says that you elected officials are, whenever they're sworn in is when they take off.
When they get going. That's what you said?
Secretary of State's office.
Okay.
The requisition for the locked ambulance, so.
Have we issued paid or invoice on construction?
No, not yet, he did not send me the invoice yet.
Okay.
So,
Or any instructions, did he?
yeah, they sent it, you sent it to me, we have it in file waiting to be paid.
Okay.
Sorry for it.
Just keep it. No, feel like I said that.
You lost
Keep it
one.
after me.
Village rescue, that, rescue that. I don't know what I do for insurance, we don't take care of that.
Excuse me,
We talked about this over.
we called them, we called them.
Have we heard anything from Memorial Hall trustees that we're sending a letter to them on the,
Doesn't matter, just.
lentils? Have we heard back from the trustees as far as
Maybe I dropped the ball here. I sent a letter later,
Remember?
Yeah, a week ago.
yeah.
Just kind of telling you what we were doing, but I didn't have.
You have any correspondence back, I guess?
No, but I've been in the I'm not sure when they went out. You know, I've been 5 days out of the office now, so.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great day.
Okay.
And also asked them about getting a written lease in place.
Yeah.
Hey, what? Also, we had talked about the financing. I did talk with Kent Long. He suggested higher numbers would get more sense in this.
Yeah, I guess you
So that was one reason that they didn't bid or
That's the thing I
whatever.
did last year, we had to make it, you guys time for
The
snow.
lease purchase.
Because you don't.
Okay.
So it's counterintuitive to me because I have the impression that lower borrowing less is better. From their point of view, borrowing more is better.
You do need to feel good.
Okay.
Only got one bid.
Not
Ready
Ready to figure everybody. We had a couple of things we were looking at. Which we discussed, so.
We briefly discussed.
That's right. Well, I guess that is what expected. I didn't think that was right, I put out, the initial bid, but the C one, but that's what I went.
Cold, both of them.
Yeah.
Last year, and if there's people look at it and work
I
on
don't know, it's like.
Because you don't have that.
it.
Yeah.
Would it have to be a small truck, is it okay now, or does it need,
Probably 4 inches smaller, maybe we'll try to come out.
I'll try to get some, the guy that's doing the ground, I'll, still get that arrow cut and then monitor it.
It's not about finding a place for you to share something, it's not much a small parking lot, for you guys, but, it's like,
I don't know what it was. Yeah, that's the problem, when Dave was out there, we did an avalanche,
yeah, I thought about his age, and they're gonna do this, it's gonna make it just a gator.
Okay, so what do you want from us?
But I don't know how expensive
we
they are.
might, right, we might just call him, see what
Or
we're
have
having.
them either, so.
I'd say it's probably, probably, I don't know, that's what I would guess.
For sure, you got pretty quick in overtime, and somebody got to clear up there.
You might call it just,
Call it
just
here,
see
you
what
can have
they're,
everything, here with your thing.
yeah. So,
Okay.
is it, this is your agreement?
Well, what's your
Yeah,
recommendation?
just call up and have them give you a price, so you can see where we're at.
Maybe they did, but, you know, small parking lot,
Right.
you know, by a standard truck. Yeah, I think we just drop some call or something. We just plow, they won't do much, but it'll be pure ice. You guys can follow it in your truck.
Well, we've got salt, but you don't want one big truck in there either.
I don't want one of those big trucks, you're right.
Oh, you know, get a single axle, but then again, after a whole bunch, or,
Maybe I'll go drop them back to back to back.
well, if you want some salt, I mean, we can bring some, like, a bus or something, if you just want salt, but.
Good thing back. I'll get them.
Out there at the transfer station, what they do, they just got a fertilizer trailer,
Just a push one.
and that's what they do.
That'd be strong.
Well, actually, they used to, I think they bought one that goes on the back of their old tractor, but they used to just do it. When I was at that, they started with one. Didn't like it much.
There's probably much of ocean in there. I'll do that.
Well, if it is not in, no, and there is fulfillment, like the application, concerned about. But if you're asking the commission to make a finding that where nothing is on the floodplain, and the material that's being dumped is clean fill material, and that there really is a need for the fill in the area where we're putting it, then obviously more. I mean, I guess what I would suggest is either a letter asking us for
The roads, it's not bad, it's snowpack, the guys are knocking any loose stuff off today, and it's supposed to be a little, I think it's supposed to be up to about 30 or 32 today, so I'd say they'll probably be pretty good shape at the end of the day.
Okay, all right, well, if
Really
we're
pretty
looking at
small.
9, at 9.
Yeah, we got lucky the wind didn't blow, it just fell.
Yeah. We got this, blue lights right there on the,
Okay, if I'm,
it really looks pretty. the way
Yeah, I
it's
drove it,
reflected.
yeah, I seen that.
on Monday, okay?
And it reflected on the green.
Yeah, when I was out, Monday night,
Okay, well, is that the same place where we want to go to see that before?
Like, you know, want to get the
Okay.
stuff out. Hey, that's fine.
Okay. Keep up the good work. Pauline, could you put on the agenda for the 7th at 10 o'clock in the morning, Dennis Foster, to talk about approval from the county commission for disposal of the rubble from the old Amelia Art Bridge demolition? I didn't hear what you said.
approval of disposal of the Emilia Hart Bridge demolition.
Sounds good.
Oh, they wanna take that up to the transfer station?
No, they're,
Okay.
they are dumping fill, using the concrete as fill material, of course, the metal is recycled.
Right.
There are some fill sites that people want, market rate, for
Right.
example, want some of the 160 fills.
That's why I was hoping they didn't wanna take that to the city.
Got that. Is there a date on tax sale? So I just saw something across from Commerce or.
That's for the next tax sale.
Oh, okay.
But, yes, there's a final, shoot. It's engineered.
Okay.
It's on the calendar. I don't know if it's on it.
Is Reed coming out today?
Yeah, he may be a few minutes late, he had trouble printing off some stuff.
Okay.
He should be here
But
just a few minutes.
wait till he gets back.
Yeah. I could use my computer stuff this morning, so you're on the, close down all right, man, every time you.
Read it, file.
She asked me again about, I cannot,
Talks to me, she takes
you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The only thing I told her was, Melanie said that they were, I mean, he still
I
told
just
her
know
that
last year, I got it on before.
Before.
the only thing I had,
Monday.
Monday,
when it's
So-
finished, it could be,
So she didn't call us to, Ripken's one, they didn't know all that. I'll ask people to see it. They just need to know when it was inspected.
Back to the lease purchase thing, you know, if we're, you know, we'll hear from Joe and Reed on the windows, and could briefly discuss possibly doing something, you know, doing something with that as well.
said, well,
And
I think it was like.
it makes a significant difference.
Oh, okay. You can't have this unnecessary? Okay. Morning. Okay, Bob, call
I mean,
me.
that's what, told me,
Okay.
that she wants to know who the start the date for the end.
And our auditor doesn't know any of that because they're in the gonna do it.
Yeah, we don't know, yeah,
It'd
she
be
was
as
here to
soon-
do the field work,
Okay. But if it's necessary, we'd have to be able to do it.
oh, we'll have to.
Okay. Yeah, see, I don't understand why I think it is there because that
I think if she would just put in there that,
Yeah. Joe?
We're gonna have, we have a 10 o'clock, is there something, that you, request or need before we get going? I didn't want you to sit here.
Oh,
It could be like a half hour, 45 minutes.
okay. I'm just here for basically the settlement on the solid waste issues.
Okay,
And so I'd like a little more clarification, and
yeah,
Mr. Brusnick is hard to find, so,
Chase, yeah.
Paul is up here.
He's, yeah, he might be back there, he was just here. His stuff, yeah. Unless he's down.
I can call him real quick.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, Chase is here, he was just up here, his stuff is here. Let me see if we can get hold of it for you real quick. Otherwise, you might be sitting here for about half hour, 45 minutes.
That's fine. Hey, Chase, can you come to the commissioners? Alright.
There it is.
There's the
This
man.
gentleman, needs explanation of solid waste.
Oh, alright.
If you wanna go back there or down there, whichever.
Come on, guys. Yeah, yeah. He lives right behind, like, Cummings.
And that's what they're gonna do, I guess they show.
This is actually some short correlation, like,
Something that's similar. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be expensive.
Very disturbing.
Lives in, Jason Reddick. He lives, I think he wants that old place. What's that? He's probably in his early 30s. This guy here?
No, that's,
Oh,
He was
I think he'd be,
60 something.
he's older than me. He might be in between our age.
early 60s, I'd say.
Good.
well, I'm 60
Yeah,
now.
he was
Oh,
in,
maybe
I know that,
probably
he was
is,
in.
maybe
The other
over
version
that.
was,
He did.
Maybe a year.
The project. Anyway.
Not very old.
Seems like he was in like Jackie Bishop and Joanne Trunkey.
Well, that's been like last night.
he's not as busy.
I remember him from,
Was not as busy.
No. Oh.
Look at her.
he used to have kind of a flat top in high school.
Morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Haven't seen you since last year.
I know, it's been a whole year. I've seen you
Been a
guys.
while.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet, I haven't made that mistake. Sunny 2012 on the deck or something. It'll happen.
Yeah. Well, what do we have today?
Well, I have a plan.
Okay.
and I've got a pretty good handle on everything that I need to know. I've got all the lintels, the replacement lintels sized, and I've got the instructions for the contractors to pull them out and put them back in. I think last time I was here, I told you that they wouldn't make us replace the windows historically.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong. I called them, and they said, no, if you pull them out, you have to replace them with something that's, now, if you pull them out and replace them, if you can replace them with the ones you pulled out, or you can replace them with something new, but if you replace them with something new, it has to go back to the historic style. So that set me back a little bit. There's a little bit of work involved with showing them that they are in fact going to look like. The only picture we've got is a picture postcard, which is kind of a colored postcard. I don't, if you remember what those things look like. And it showed the pattern of windows in there, and it shows, you know, I can make some judgments about the width of the mullions and the width of the jambs, and I will draw a picture of the way the windows look in a format large enough that they can determine, yes, this is going to look historical. It doesn't have to be exact, because we don't have a close-up, or we don't have a window that we can pull out and say this is exactly what the windows used to look like. But it has to look close, and it has to have, and most of what they're going to worry about is the dimension around the window being roughly the same thickness, and the dimensions between the windows being roughly the same dimension. And they're going to need to look like they're double hung windows. And for me to do that, it's more work than what I was contracted to do. And so I would like to ask for more money in order to do the additional work that would be required to detail these windows and make the window selections for this additional work.
What are we looking at?
I think $2,000.
Okay. Then, what was the initial, do we have an?
18 something.
Yeah, 18, 19.
Now, this here, when we first started, 4 years ago, trying to get this, the state told us that they had to go back even aluminum, and they had to be just what was there, which is basically this window right here. So that's where we got all that from. After calling them back, then they want to go more.
And it kind of depends on who you talk to. So, again, this is one of the things that
Matt knows that, we were talking on the bridge, so yeah.
it's one of those things that, you know, and I'm saying now, is there any wiggle room in that, and Tiffany? I can't think of the girl's name. Katrina's saying no, that's the way it has to be. So,
What's her status?
she's just a preservation agent, or I'm not sure what her, I don't have her card.
Well, that's my question, is because I think, I'm wondering if you go line that up, we might get a better answer.
And, you know, that's possible.
Well,
I don't know.
I can tell you, Matt and I had the same experience. I went down and talked to guys who were talking about replacing the bridge or two. And the guy I talked to, he just basically said, you know, he didn't give me much hope. And Matt finally talked to another guy that's maybe a little higher up. He got a lot better answer than what I got. They're both the same department.
Yeah.
See, I'm not, this is what's frustrating about these grants. You get your hands tied, there's sometimes not a lot of practicability to it, practicality to it, so.
Oh,
I would like to do that for, see,
See what happens first.
yeah, I won't say, I want to use all the
yeah.
possibilities that we got,
Okay.
exhaust. That's what
Okay.
we're looking
All
for.
right, I have no problem.
Candidly, even doing that, it's beyond the scope of what you hired them to do. And even doing that work, it probably requires additional compensation even under a contract that we have.
It probably is, I don't mind, you know, if I get turned, if they say, no, the windows, I mean, if we do get a change of mind, you know, that's not a big deal to me. But doing the drawings and everything for the windows, that is kind of a big deal to me, and I need that. I have no problem taking it to the next step and doing that just because, just to further the project and get that marked either on the list or off the list.
Reed, who would make the assessment as to whether a specific window is historic or is similar to what?
Well, I would assume it would be Katrina. And, you know, I've challenged her to come up with a picture that was of Soldiers and Sailors Memorial. And all that she could come up with was with what Joe and I have come up with. And that's just off the internet. And so through their resources, they don't have anything that shows, you know.
Is it real blurry from the street?
Yeah, it's, you know, it's a picture of a postcard that's been recolored. So it's not much of a picture. But it does show, you know, that they were double hung windows and that they had a little different pattern with two windows, I mean, like on those wide windows, the two windows on the sides were smaller and the one in the middle was wider. And, you know, I can look at that and I can make some judgments about the traditional thickness of a window, a wood window that would have been in place, you know, because you can find those windows around town and, you know, make some measurements, you know, the details and the moldings and things like that, they're not gonna worry about.
If it can be aluminum.
Yes, it can be aluminum or steel or wood, or clad wood, or they don't really limit you in that respect.
Did they also say that we only had to worry about that on the side of the building, not on the side of the back?
No, and in fact, what I am doing does not, well, maybe I should clarify this. The windows on the front are not in this project.
Yeah, Joe explained.
Yeah, okay. Just on the sides.
Side to the north,
Yeah.
three of the sides.
And I think, well, I'm gonna guess that they would give you more leeway on the back of the building, the north side of the building, than they would on the east and west side. But,
Depends on who you talk to.
depends on who you talk to, depends which way the wind's blowing that day. But I can call them and, push that down the road a little bit, get that. And,
Well, if you include, I don't have any problem with that being the extra drawing, but if you'll just exhaust all possibilities there, and then include that in on your fee, like,
okay.
go along with that.
And I'll work by the hour, not to exceed that $2,000, so that, you know, if I come up less money on that portion of it, it's less money. I'm to a point now where, I've mentioned in the drawing that I've done that the alternate bid would be to remove the existing windows and replace them with new windows, and that would be an alternate bid item. But I haven't gone so far as to do any drawings related to that alternate bid yet, or any specifications related to that alternate bid yet. And,
So are the contractors gonna be buying the windows then, or are we buying them separate then if we decide to buy replace them? How's
I-
it gonna be written up? Because,
I don't know, that might be a question for you, Pat. I don't know if,
I mean, a lot of times, you know, they always figure they wanna make it something handle.
oh, yeah, they will. They'll put 10% on it at least. And, I don't know the draw that you make on the monies that you get, or is this just done with county funds and there's no grant involved?
There's a grant.
Is there a grant?
There's a grant on the rentals, but the rentals you can do outside the grant.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
It still would fall-
you can do it any way you want then, I guess, if in the open bid you want to replace them with windows that you've purchased separately. I don't think that'd be a problem.
It would be similar to what we just did with the elevator project, because we had women's restroom outside the scope of
Well, if you wanted to on
the
this,
grant.
I think
The same
what
price.
Mike's talking about would be to have them just knock the windows out, leave the hole there, and then have the county, have a window contractor actually put in the windows, which might be a little cheaper. Not
And-
under the.
And if this causes me to write a whole new spec to do another project with, you know, to bid out the windows, and that's more than probably the $2,000 that I was talking about. The way I've got it planned, it's all part of my project, and I just do things on these drawings. But if we're talking about, and I would assume you'd want to bid them out to more than one window supplier, you would have to put it out to bid kind of like you would any other project, that, you have to do a thing in the paper.
The other thing you have to watch about is, because if you have two separate things, then everybody's gonna be denied, you know, if something's wrong with them.
Yeah. They'll be pointing fingers back and forth.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I mean, it's
Yeah, the
not
windows-
to say that it's not gonna be a valuable deal anyway, but it's real bad if you get something like that, where next thing you have.
This window scratch, well, it didn't happen when I gave it to you. Yes, it scratched when I got it. You know, those kinds of things.
Right. Or they leak around them, well, that wasn't on mine, that's on theirs, so.
Yeah, it is a little dicey when you do that.
I don't know whether it actually be worth it.
I'm not sure, would we get a better price than what we would get even adding 10%? We don't.
Well, they've got to install windows back in anyway, so that would be a part of the.
Yeah, but I think what Pat's saying is, as a contractor, they may be able to get a better deal than we would personally.
Would you
It's
think?
possible. It is possible. You know, these guys, you know, not everybody that's gonna bid this does this kind of work all the time, so they might not get such a great price, but there might be a few of them that, like, C&M Restoration. That restoration company, they do a lot of window replacements, so they probably get a pretty good price from somebody, or, I think they get a group out of Fort Scott, Mid-Continental. They do a lot of window replacements, so they probably get good prices, but like Jeff, who we talked to, Josh, who we talked to down there, I doubt that he does a lot of this work, so he probably wouldn't get us very price.
Just bid it, get a combined deal, and, see where we are.
Okay.
I would look to look at the contracts, or the contract with the contractor before this.
Sure. We'll reference them, I don't know if we put an actual contract in the specifications typically, but I can, I mean, it wouldn't be a problem to just put, I mean, it would help the contractor know what he's gonna be signing.
I thought we had, because we wanted to make some changes.
Okay.
Arbitration and whatnot, you know, the contracts with
Yeah, they were fairly specific on some of the things, the wording that they wanted about, Secretary of Interior standards and things like that. So,
I don't know what that is, but I'm sure Steve will.
it's what everybody judges the historical nature of the project on. It gives you all the guidelines for window replacement and tuck pointing and all those kind of things.
So before bidding it out, we were discussing as far as, the windows, as far as like lease purchasing, is there an idea as far as like cost? You know, before we bid it out, is there some way we can get like an estimate as far as if we replace the windows with that
Yes.
style or?
Yes.
You know, I'm probably not in favor of going back with any type of wood, but,
Yeah, we don't.
aluminum or steel, I think those are all fairly energy efficient.
This material is commercial, it's broke, so where you can actually, where the heat or cool can't come from here to here, there's actually a piece between. And you've got thicker glass and better gas in it to do all that, so. I mean, these are commercial windows, so they're pretty.
They're just heavy.
Yeah, if anybody wanted to pick these up, you can kind of see, you know, because you was asking about the commercial versus residential, so this will show you the difference right here. This is what they were going to put into Memorial Hall before.
Bump them or hit them with a hammer, and I mean, you can hurt them certainly, but, it's not like a residential window, it's not like a.
No, a lot of these will be tempered glass, so where the kid runs through it or whatever, it's not gonna hurt them as much. I mean, just the little pieces of glass like that window in the car. Plus it makes them, or you could hit them with a hammer and they probably won't break. And have to throw a rock real hard to break. Not that they can.
One of the things that Joe and I talked about was the doors. You know, if we replace all the windows, do we want to replace the doors? And I asked Katrina if we had to, if we did the windows, do we have to do the doors? She said no, but it would look a little unusual to have the doors, the aluminum, and right next to a window that's the double hung dark colored window. So I don't know if you want me to detail the doors as well as part of the window package.
How many doors, there weren't that many doors, but there's one on the back and one on the west.
Two in the back.
Two sets on the west, there's a single, or one set on the back. There's a single door on the back also.
The glass?
No, it's,
On the east side?
There's steel, I think.
it's steel door.
There's steel.
Oh, okay.
Now, the one in the center is glass, it's a double glass door, but then on the end, it's a
Yeah.
steel door with some windows beside it. And then right around the corner is a double steel door.
And that's probably fine. I mean, I don't think that they would make you go back with what was probably, looked like a paneled wood door once upon a time was probably what was there. I think you can probably just use the steel door or a steel door similar to what you've got now. The steel door on the north elevation that has the windows around it, I'm not sure what their attitude would be on that one.
There's also some problems with it as well. The last time we got hardware from them, we got extra right now, but it's pretty well been obsolete. Everything about it is obsolete. So panic bars and stuff, I still have some parts, but we bought a bunch extra. And of course, you count on those every day. It's not long till they wore out. When they go out, it's gonna be when we run out of parts in 10 years, or however far down the road, then we're gonna have a real problem with that. Also, the doors, if you go in the winter, today, you could go in and you'll feel just like a black lights, because there is plate glass in the doors, and the aluminum is solid and unbroken, so it's, you know,
Conducts exactly the heat, the cool from the exterior.
yeah, it's right straight through, so, the efficiency of it is almost, I mean, they block the wind.
You said we got a 25% credit, is that what you said?
You get a 25% tax credit on whatever you pay. And I would think that you want to at least get the price of this before we, I mean, if it's an alternate bid, it's too much, you can always say, you know, it's too much money, and I understand that.
Here again, it's a matter of, you gotta put a door back in anyway, so. The labor
Yeah.
cost is built in.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
And the other thing on the doors, there may be a couple of them left that haven't been broken over the years, and say, oh, they're not tempered with plate glass, which saves. We had, one kid cut up kind of bad in front, so running through it with skateboard. Because instead of breaking into shattering, they break into jagged pieces.
let's roll plate glass in the front.
They used to be, but through the years, they've been broke out, and of course, now the law says they have to be tempered. So, but the last one was broke up front, and they went through it with a skateboard, and he had to go to the hospital because of it. I mean, it wasn't even real serious, but,
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have skateboard.
yeah.
I would say probably just for consistency and draft it up like doors. Then, so, is there a way we can get like an estimate before bidding it? I mean, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I haven't talked to a sales rep of a window like this yet,
Okay.
to get an estimate on the cost of something. But, just in looking in the books that I have, I was thinking that the windows alone were going to be right at $50,000. So, you know, I don't know if that's, I know what Emory gave us was doors,
Doors and windows.
doors and windows to be 80,000. And, just that number out of the book scares me, because Emory's telling me, or telling Joe that it's gonna be 80,000, and the doors aren't that much more. I don't think they're $30,000 more.
Well, I think it was all over 4 doors, I don't know.
There's 3 on the west, 2 on the north.
It's nothing easy.
Just a steel door.
So,
Yeah, actually,
I know they're not cheap.
I think it's got a single door.
You know, a double door would be a little higher, but I mean, a single door would be that bad.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna be $6,000 a pair.
Well, they shouldn't be. I can't see it could be over $1,300 even for double, but that's.
So that's a range of 50 to 80 plus our share, what's not covered by the grant plus any additional.
We have the grant with the government, it's like liens or.
I think the original, what was our share by grant, was it 90?
The grant was 90, and the early estimate was gonna be 120, in addition to that.
Yeah, 110, 120. Our match.
Our match.
So it's
I
right
think
at
you have,
$200,000.
I think that was figured in his, that was figured in his.
That's the entire project.
Right.
So our share is about 100,000, you said?
About 110,000, I think is what.
110 before the additional windows and doors.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, and then it's actually about a $200,000 project, and the state's gonna pay 90,000, and that should be.
About 200,000.
Everything for the windows. And that's removing the windows, putting back whatever it is we put back.
So if we're looking at, as far as like past, lease purchasing about 200,000.
Yeah, at least, cover that.
Yeah, and the answer, yeah.
Now, with this grant, we don't get any money at all back, I don't think, until this project's done. Is that right? Or do,
No, no, we got money.
very stressful. I know that once we did because it was the way it was filed, but I wasn't sure if they,
Last time I filed it, I think I got money back before. I have to
Then
look
it's
back, I
possible.
have to look back.
I know there was something about it, so
So do we get reimbursed as we submit or incur?
it's not the same, I don't know.
I'd have to look at how it was.
Is that what we did on the, that was different.
That was stained glass windows is what we
Stained
got.
glass, yeah.
Stained
I think
glass.
I think it all depends on how it's fixed, 'cause we had we cut it into one side and one side. I think.
Yeah, that's what, we was
Yeah,
able
so
to get
one
half and
side,
half.
yeah. So that
But
we
it's
might-
all one project, and you have to
Yeah, we
wait
might have
for
to
the
wait.
project.
That was, yeah, 'cause those we got reimbursed back on that, wasn't it? Isn't that what we, yeah.
there's a possibility that you'll have to spend out the entire amount before you do that.
Unless you can get it split into certain stages.
Well, hopefully by early summer this will be done, so. that would be
Like
great.
somebody definitely need to coordinate
We
with.
can get it, you're split into stages by having an architect.
Yeah, that's what I'm just
I
thinking.
think most contractors would rather have that, wouldn't they? Rather than get paid everything at the end.
Like at the end.
Periodic.
Yeah, they would
payments
rather,
are out.
they'd want to get a monthly draw on it at least.
So,
Couple of things have occurred since the start of the, as you get into things, you discover more and more. One of the things about the removal of the lintels that on the east and west sides, I'm asking that the contractors remove the lintels from the interior because the brick on the exterior is so hard to find, a yellow brick like that. And so that's gonna cause them to cut plaster and, build screens to keep the dust down, and pull those lintels out from the interior and set a new one in from the interior so that brick face on the outside isn't disturbed. That's a little different than when we initially started this. I was thinking that, we could just go in there and, like normal, support the bricks above, take out the bricks in front of the lintel, pull that lintel out, put the new one in, and then use those bricks that we, and there's gonna be, some breakage and those, so I was thinking that on the east and west sides, we can't do that. We can't risk that chance that we're going to break those bricks. So I am suggesting that they come to the inside of the building and pull the interior. And then on the north side, because that's that red brick, or just a red brick that's easy to
Yeah, replace.
copy, they can do it from the outside. And so that part of the project, I think, is not going to experience additional cost, but the ends are going to experience additional cost because of the difficulty in finding that kind of brick.
So it costs more to, I thought like, originally when we talked, maybe this last month, like if we did it from the inside, it'd be little, because they would have to be from the outside.
Not as expensive, well, I guess it could be less expensive.
I thought because like they didn't have scaffolding and everything else on the.
Well, they're gonna have to have scaffolding
There's still that,
Yeah,
okay.
because of the way the wall has to be supported, they have to have some kind of scaffolding there that is structural, so that they can support the wall above the lintel. And I had talked with Josh, can't think of Josh's last name. But, and I made this long explanation of what I was trying to do with pulling the lintel out, by using angles that were bolted to the wall as opposed to piercing the wall in spots above the lintel and supporting the wall. Now, you wouldn't have to have structural scaffolding if you used the angles, but I don't think it's a very logical. It's hard to get that angle out and get the new lintel in, and so it's not a very practical way to do it. As Josh and I talked about my concept for doing this, and in going back to kind of the more traditional way, they, like on a 10-foot opening, they'll pierce the wall 3 times and run a beam through perpendicular to the face of the building and pick that wall up in like every 3 feet across the top of that. And then they'll support that on the interior with a jack post and on the exterior with a jack post. And in the middle will work underneath those beams and get that lintel out interior on the east and west sides, or on the exterior from on the north side. And it's a more traditional way of doing it, and I think that's good. I think that's not gonna cost as much as the way that I was talking about. And,
That requires them to be bricks on the outside.
it does, but they can cut them out and be, with a hand tool and pull the face bricks off and, not take out a whole bunch of them. So, there's some risk that they could break a few bricks, and they'll probably have to take out 4 bricks at each place to pierce the wall. The ones on the interior, we don't care about. I mean, those are bricks that can be replaced easily. But on the exterior, they're gonna have to be very careful to cut them out with a hand tool, a handsaw, a grinder, and, get those 4 bricks loose. And I don't know if they can pull them out in one piece, or if they pull them out in four separate bricks. It'd be nice if they just pull them out in one piece and set them back in one piece, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
So like, what kind of like over it, I mean, are we looking at like
I don't know.
needing to try and like build in a little more?
I don't know. I started to put a price to it, and I never got to it.
Okay.
I can do that though, and give you a heads up on where I think we are.
Yeah. Okay. So that gives us that's what we would need. Because then you get into older buildings, you're gonna run into, especially when you get into projects, you're replacing lintels and.
When you do it on the interior, you see that there's plaster replaced, and there's, painting to do, and there's ceilings that run into the wall at the lintels, and so there's gonna be some, additional work by doing it that way.
Maybe we could do that in-house too, because just like the elevator, we need to do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You don't think anybody can do plaster work, do you?
Well, I don't know if I have enough time to do that.
That'd be you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot, but, and one of the things, when your lintel is leaking for so long, or what has happened, water has come down that wall and it hits that lintel and it goes interior and exterior. So you end up with the plaster on the interior being soft and pulling away from the brick. And, so you're gonna have plaster repair just anyway. So, that plaster work is kind of hard for me to estimate, but I can throw a number at it and see what happens.
So I want to pick up this one before I do it, and I'm gonna bring it back.
Is that aluminum, this one?
This one's aluminum.
Yeah. We're down trying to last.
Huh?
We know it lasts.
Yeah, that should last for years and years more.
Last us out.
So you're gonna contact, state historic.
I'll contact Katrina and say I'd like to talk to her,
Yes.
her superior.
Okay.
And I think she'll be fine with that, I'm sure it happens all the time.
Sure.
And I'm gonna contact a window supplier and get, an idea of what they cost, a little closer, and, I'll get together a cost estimate that I'll give to Joe that's gonna be more complete than what I've got so far, the initial one that I've got.
Because then we have an invoice we need to issue today for you,
Right.
right? Yeah.
So should we hold off on the lease purchase still a little longer?
When are we going to need, if we combine it with ambulance, when are we gonna need to?
Well, I think they said it was gonna be another 6 weeks or something, so.
So we have until
But
then.
that was 2 weeks ago, so.
Yeah, I think we
think
should,
that's the
I
end.
thought Texas would have been shooting for the very end of January.
Yeah.
Definitely, one of them would be back, not both of them, at least one of them would be.
This would be some, we're looking at about 200,000 with this.
So combine those two. Okay.
About 250. Yeah. Between total.
I think the ambulances were 155, a little over 155, so. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Close enough.
All good.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Do you think they're running the elevator over here?
I did that last time. I checked it out last time.
Have you ever ridden in it yet?
Uh-huh, I did last time I was here.
Oh, okay.
I went over and took a ride in it.
Yeah, it turned out really nice.
Yeah, I thought it really did, it appeared, very appropriate for the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very happy with you guys, very happy with Sam.
Very good job.
I'll tell Sarah.
Hey, Reed.
Thank you.
Hey, Joe.
Thank you. You want that one?
The fuel clip.
I'll follow you. You know the shortest way out.
I'll follow you.
I contacted, consumers, and they weren't interested in contracting fuel, they were in process of being bought by St. Joe Petroleum, which I think is taking effect now, but I'm not positive. Sent notices to St. Joe Petroleum, MFA, Jackson Farmers, and got one bid from Jackson Farmers. The other two said that they were gonna work something up and look at it, but never received anything. So, it's like, it's the only bid we have.
Is this, is this just the road and bridge, if you figure a little extra to cover for landfill?
Got road and bridge, I've got 8,000 gallon for solid waste, and then 400 gallon for the county waste.
With the official county, federal.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's just.
I can't take that as a federal courthouse.
Yeah.
How much from, solid waste?
Okay, solid waste was 8,000 gallons of off-road. The county lake is just 400 gallons
Okay.
of off-road.
Off-road, so that's like
Dyed.
heating oil or
No.
something?
It's equipment,
Equipment,
yeah.
okay.
You know, like that one track.
Dyed
And that,
Is it dyed diesel,
Yeah, yeah.
red, or whatever?
And then, for the road and bridge, 20,000 gallon of clear, which is road diesel for like dump trucks and then 15,000 for the off-road type.
is this a yearly, what you're figuring it'd be a yearly?
I actually scaled back the road and bridge department because, on the road diesel, because we had a little bit of carryover, so I scaled it back. Looks like, for the clear, road diesel, $3.50 per gallon. The dyed diesel is $3.24 a gallon.
How's that compare to Knoxville?
Right now, no, I'm sure,
Diesel,
what is it?
380, give or
Yeah,
take.
around 380, something like that.
What are five, we are talking $3.
$3.50 for the clear, for 20,000 of clear, and $3.24 of the dye equipment operating. So what I will do, I'll probably bring up POs Monday for those amounts.
What we, you know, we spent last year, what we purchased it for last year?
I will look, I don't have it with me, I'll look it up and, I'll bring it up with me Monday. I'll break that down a little bit.
What do you use the budget this year?
Well, for solid waste, we budgeted, $50,000. For road and bridge, we budgeted $220,000. But last year we had, because of the mild winter, we actually carried over 8,000 gallon of clear diesel. And, that's why I scaled back our clear diesel, 10,000 gallon from what we purchased last year. Like I said, I'll put some numbers together and bring up with me when we get on that.
You didn't bid any gas?
No, I didn't do gas. Road and we don't use, only thing we use gas for is just our pickups. So I didn't bid gas. I mean,
Do you like,
I don't use that much.
do you go off the pump on the, I mean, do you like usually purchase like at stations or like with our cars? with our cars?
Everybody purchased at the stations except for, Road and Bridge. We've got 1,000 gallon tank out there. And, in years past, we always bought our gas from consumers, and we bought our diesel fuel from Jackson Farmers.
Yeah.
But
Well, gas,
Pretty cheap, right?
no, it ain't cheap.
Well,
Just
it's-
lower than.
Lower than half.
But let's face it, it's not gonna be cheap
No.
with the politics, on what's going on in the Middle East. Well, this may be as cheap as it's gonna be, or low price, it may be. So that's why I don't think they bid that, those bids are too bad.
No, I just think it's good, but it's, right. So you do that, probably get under 3 if you buy it.
Well,
It just appears to me we got nothing, yeah, I see whether I'd let them bid it.
consumers won't bid it,
They won't even bid it.
they won't bid it.
Will Jackson Farmers bid it?
I'll check, I'm not sure if they will or not. We don't use a lot of gas.
You know, your original budget here, you had over 7,000 budgeted gallons. You wouldn't use that much, so.
For gas? Yeah, I'll have Terry, figure out how fees last year in 2012.
Yeah, because there is a factor in there, I mean, if it's not, rather than have to pay too much up front, if you don't use too much, you might as well just use it as you go, per se.
What do they require, like, as far as, like, 25% down, what do they,
It's 100% down.
pay 100% of the fuel? Even if you don't take delivery?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we do, we have to pay,
100%.
yeah, we pay 100%. They're having their blitz sale right now and stuff, we pay 100%.
It's interesting, I was doing it in hydrants, or other commodities. It's interesting.
You know, but usually it's what you buy, you get it on, I hate to have it shelled out too, but it's at that price, I mean, it's,
Alright, I'll put some more numbers together and I'll bring up, some POs with me on them.
Okay.
And I'll do a little bit of checking into that, gas also.
yeah, just see what they do, kind of get an idea. I mean, you wouldn't have to do the whole year, but you could do it in half a year or something like that.
I think the reason we did that in the past was, just kind of, you know, I know we went the lowest price, but we kind of tried to spread it around a little bit. We always get $5 of gas, and those Jackson Farms always have the diesel.
Yeah, I don't have a major problem with that, in fact, if Jackson Farmers is willing to bid you 6 months, I can't see why a consumer may not give them a chance and stuff. Every dollar we can save.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you've got some projects or some things we need to kind of get updated on these days, so.
Right, well, that's all I had. Don't have anything else?
Get the roads closed, get your road out there.
Yeah. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Do you think 2 cakes will be funny? I was just gonna order 2 cakes to Tom, one for the seller, just back for return or something on it without names, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, make it generic.
okay.
Yeah.
you send your check, it can take it, to pay it, you mean. And you could ask the county treasurer's office, if your tax statement. Is your tax statement? Okay, okay, okay.
Did
Did you get a
did you
refund?
get a letter
Is that what
indication
you're-
about your commission?
Yeah.
All right, good.
I don't know.
All right. Had a plate figured for you, so.
As long as the roads are passed.
90% chance of rain today before.
What's it, okay,
Supposed to be
What?
next couple
okay,
of days.
you'll have to
Going
say
back
it
up a little bit.
in with your tax statement. Okay, so this is on the.
What's that?
Temperature's supposed to be about 32.
How about today?
Today or Sunday.
Oh.
You're fine.
I think it's supposed to be the 40.
Okay, so we've noted as to why they're,
And they could be really brief. But that's 10 days, I mean, 8 days, I think it changed. We live in Kansas.
because it's on the commercials, usually I don't put it because of the reduction. They just want their, property reassessed.
Well, it's another like drop like 30 degrees.
Yeah.
And that would happen with that building, that storage. When they collapsed at Midwest. The temperature dropped.
I mean, from the inside, the outside, and the.
37 degrees. That's what happened. Remember that old road, that steel, that metal storage container? That huge one, by the fire.
Oh, the line.
It dropped so fast.
Yeah.
So,
Mm. Mm. Okay.
Pauline, we have, 2012 ledger balance sheets, updated, we have something next week.
Well, so it's over down, trying to get everything going down.
Okay.
Well, I mean, other than any bills that we have to pay check.
Mm. That's just the appeal, show, the appeal sheet and the property tax statement, are the names sufficient? I mean, is it the commercial tax?
Well,
Name?
use the judgment, whatever's in the remarks section, you can have that. You know, vacant house probably doesn't need it, but if there's a commercial one and there's just a name, we don't know what that is. That's a grocery store, you know, a garage that somebody rents, or, you know, we don't have any idea. So use your judgment, but it's necessary.
Okay.
So, we're gonna look at it, we can just look at the sheet line, pull out a bunch of support documents, and we can
Mm.
grass?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Summer sheet,
Oh.
making more, putting more stuff on it, and,
I think there's a couple more things that you need to look at,
Sure.
determine whether you wanted to know more, or whether you're okay with the recommendation.
and I was gonna do the ones, these are the ones that was in the pile that, Mike already looked through. These are the ones that we can, okay, you want me to make separate sheets, or just make one big sheet and then do breaks where, these are the ones that,
Well, I think a spreadsheet would be fine, but they can decide which of the supporting data to look at, which ones they want to lay out and look at. And for that too, they should be able to tell from the spreadsheet which ones they want to look at in more detail, if any.
okay.
But it's definitely needs to have that initial assessment, proposed final assessment, and then explanation as to why,
Okay.
and however long it takes. Don't worry about keeping it in one line, but
Right.
it's a paragraph, it should be that.
Okay. Alright. So, nothing to.
Where do we leave the, solid waste committee? Where do we leave that?
Those, on entities, right?
Yeah, I think.
I sent out emails to each of the cities, and actually I talked to a couple of them because I didn't have good email.
I think we'll have a good chance, we may have a good chance to do a little informal conversation at the summit, just to find out, let them know kind of what, maybe they have questions, and maybe we can start getting some input there, but yeah, I'd like to get that thing moving as soon as possible.
Yeah. We talked about like some at-large people, like large industry, small industry. Do you send something to schools?
No, I didn't, I only sent to the cities.
We talked about school district, I'm just thinking, trying to get as many, get notification out there as soon as we can.
Yeah, do you think down there that much, they didn't seem outside Benedictine, that's, I mean, the public schools didn't have a major, I mean, not to say that they wouldn't need to have things, they want a player at the table, or a person at the table, that's fine, but here, give us, just don't get this thing too big.
Yeah, I think it should, I thought it was, we had recommended it, I thought it was way suggested that we have school district representative or.
I think one of the reasons why you might want to consider them is if you get the kids to buy into the recycling, they can bug their parents to do it. You get some buy-in that way, but, so if you get the schools really on board, that would be a good thing. But Chase has indicated Benedictine really wants to get
Yeah.
recycling going.
Yeah, they've got an engineering class that's working on redesigning their whole collection system.
Okay.
Cause I think recycling, man, I tell you what, it could really change the cost of this thing, if people really take into it, like, the potential, because, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff out there for recycling. But you set a target date when it was gonna start, and then the open hearing.
We were talking about possibly 14th or 16th.
The 16th.
That week, we had initially discussed it last week. I think we were waiting on summaries, and if we changed, it sounds like he's still working on some of those summaries.
Yeah, it isn't taking much to have them ready for you.
Okay.
And then I have to review them. Give us, maybe we can have him sure by Wednesday, we can review them starting 14th, or if he has them by the 7th, we could start, well, because you gotta work out the details with Ed, and we'll have a public hearing. You gotta work out times with him. one thing that I did notice, we are supposed to have one time during the year, actual formal hearings people want to come in. With this one, I mean, this appeal process, will according to what, if you look at the study, it just said that by law, you're supposed to have a yearly.
Well, we did that in June.
Yeah.
Oh, that was that, okay.
Yeah, and as I recall, it was weird.
Right. When we did the resolution.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I think that's an appropriate time to do it.
Okay, well, yeah. Just so we met those requirements, because we had a couple other things that sort of fell through the cracks.
That week of the 14th, 16th. So, by next week, I assume we're gonna have a summary from Chase on what each one was on.
Well, I potentially might, though, if we had the data for us on the 7th, we could start 2 or 3. I don't know if they can cover a bunch of it at one time. But here again, I think you're gonna have schedule issues.
The way the courts do it, and that's not necessarily the best way, is they just set a time, and then if the person has a problem with it, they ask to change that. They don't typically go out and ask you when this day work. They just typically set them and then have people ask for continuances or reschedules.
We could, the other thing you could do is we could just set aside an hour and say, here's 4 15-minute slots. Take your pick, we can make it if we can, we'll look at who we can, we won't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's similar to what you're saying.
That would work too.
I know, when we haven't set the reorganization meeting.
Can we do that 14th?
We could,
We can do, or we can even.
obviously, I see that when, Pat looked at the statute, we don't have to, 14, within, we have within 30 days of.
You just gotta remember that you're gonna give Martin Luther King the 21st, so that's just a week from the 14th.
That's what I was gonna ask, what, do we know what the court,
She's supposed to bring me I just called her, she's supposed to bring me a copy for her.
I'm sure it's on their website, but.
that's what I was just trying to look up.
A lot of counties are doing the 14th after, I guess, people were sworn in.
21st. 21st is Martin Luther King's Day. Just came, of course, just look at holidays from 2013. No, we don't always have to fall, we don't, last year we did not do Columbus Day. Yeah. I think the New Year's Eve, I think, was just.
Because it fell on Monday.
Yeah, it was set to the.
Okay, what they, for 2013, they have January 1st.
Mhm.
January 21st for Martin Luther King Day, February 18th, President's Day, May 27th, Memorial Day, July 4th for Independence Day, September 2nd for Labor Day, October 14th for Columbus Day, November 11th for Veterans Day, Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving, and December 25th for Christmas Day, which is a Wednesday.
The 11th, is it right? Which I know we don't do, we typically don't, Columbus Day, we typically do not.
We haven't since, I agree.
I must have did this weekend.
Okay, you're good.
Which, I mean, you can decide on Monday.
Well, I'm thinking Thanksgiving probably because Thursday and Friday,
Mm-hmm.
they probably just,
I think that's why we didn't take Columbus Day.
will we decide this at the beginning of the session?
Yeah.
I think Polly's suggestion is to decide now on,
I think it's usually.
Martin Luther King Day.
Oh,
Oh,
Just that one only, so that people can do some planning. Was that your suggestion?
More or less, 'cause I'll have people calling me saying, like, are we gonna be off on Martin Luther King? I said, well, I'll let you know as soon as the commissioners decide.
we've done it past that.
I know we did it last year, I don't know what we have done prior to that.
Yeah, we've done Martin Luther King, I think we've done it ever since they made it a holiday.
I'm not opposed, but my suggestion though, is if we're starting to get into appeals, that we ought to still go ahead and have a commission meeting on the 22nd. If we're in, I mean, I'd leave that option open.
Okay. Yeah, we should, I would think by next week as far as what we're gonna stack up with those. So, yes.
22nd or the 21st? 21st is Monday.
Well, I think we observe, that what we're saying is we've observed it, and,
Coming
so
on
we'd
the
be close,
22nd?
and then have it, possibly.
So yes to Martin Luther King Day, so.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to that way, for 2013, January 21st, we will have Martin Luther King Junior Day.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are you gonna meet then on the 22nd? Is that what you said?
That's it, Mike, we're,
Let's set it,
okay.
and then if we don't, how long notice do you have to cancel? 6,
I've got a couple things in the afternoon that day, the morning is,
oh, on the 22nd?
yeah.
Well, we could just,
Well,
if that's
if we
inconvenient.
be done by 4:30, I'm good if we'd be done by 4:30.
Oh, on the 22nd?
Yeah.
Well, we could still meet in the morning if we wanted to. I think I'd go ahead and schedule a morning meeting with the idea that we can have some appeal. What do we have, 48-hour, I mean, if we did cancel, we have to notify 48 hours.
Well, you have to give us much notice as reasonable under the circumstances, because it depends on why you're having the meeting.
If they're having it just for appeals,
Yeah, sure.
Well, notice to the,
press,
to which people, to the press or to the people affected for the hearings.
You're talking about notice of press, right?
Notice, I mean, because we're scheduled a meeting, when we don't normally have one, if we did cancel that, we've got it set now.
He's talking about how much advance notice to press do we need to give?
Yeah, I don't know that there's any requirement, it's just reasonableness under the circumstances, certainly.
I would say probably no later than 16th if we could.
Right.
If you do it by the meeting.
That
before,
last- that
so-
meeting.
That's what I'm saying, but we won't have a meeting on the 16th.
Then we should ask how much notice you
Correct.
need to be able to get your schedule modified.
Well,
That's the reason I thought we ought to meet twice in the next week.
22nd's on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
That's usually. Yeah, do you, Paul, you remember what that was, 16th?
Well, for my schedule,
Mike and Bill will be in Topeka.
I don't think I need much, but Tuesday,
Well,
I'm very good neighbor.
so you're gonna be here on the 16th, are you gonna have another
Right.
date?
But,
You gonna have another commission meeting date other than the 14th?
No, that's why we thinking about doing the 22nd
Yeah, that's
next
right.
week.
He was
the
on
count,
that.
but like Saturday
Yeah.
paper for us to let the public know, you know. Friday morning would be good.
As of right now, it looks like that we will not meet on the 16th, because Bill and I will be at a conference in Topeka. And
Okay.
that's part of the reason I think we need to try to meet on the 22nd
Yeah.
and the 23rd.
So it's 9:15,
So that,
Yes.
now that 22nd tentative, then, or is that,
I think we will, it's tentative now, on the 16th, when on the 14th, we'll know.
I'd say right now, we're establishing a meeting on the 22nd,
Yeah.
and if we need to cancel it, we will notify Cross by,
on the 15th?
yeah.
Okay.
We could notice, we may know more by Monday with Jake, or the next 2 or 3, by the next couple meetings, how much information Chase has, we will know a whole lot more. So I'd say if you make the 9th and the 14th meeting, or we know, okay?
Okay, I'll try.
I'll just go as far as the 21st, my email to the department head.
Yeah.
You don't know on the 22nd if it's appeals, no, okay.
Do we ever have to do anything on hours, on courthouse hours? We talked about last week with treasurer's office closing at 4:30, do we need to have? Should it come up on
Discuss the
Monday?
reorganization, okay?
That's probably a good time to
Organization
discuss
meeting,
it,
okay.
the organization meeting.
Okay.
I would think you'd want to give some heads up to your department, so it's a matter you want to discuss.
Yeah.
Let me know Monday what you want to discuss on your organization, email the department head. Let's, I guess, formal on any increases. We didn't do increases for this pay period. Is there anything?
Yeah, because it would have been incurred in 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I need a lot of that.
Okay.
I don't have anything else, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I so move, 11:17.
I second that. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Can we take place tomorrow? Is that when they start?
Yeah.